What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Nick Cameron. I'm a photographer and a filmmaker from Long Island, New York. I know it's been a minute since my last video. A lot has happened. I shot a wedding.
Gerald May said, "Love should come first. It should be the beginning of and the reason for everything." Sydney.
Which I shot all by myself. I'm gonna make a video on that soon too. But today's topic for the video, I do want to talk about my new favorite editing software, Davinci Resolve. I'm sure you've seen all those cool color grading videos on Instagram and TikTok and things like that. And almost every single one of them is tagged Davinci Resolve. Now, I've only been playing around with Davinci for a couple months now, and I really gotta say, I think it's my new favorite. It's divided into different pages, which each is its own dedicated workspace. So the first page is the media page, which you import all your footage to. Then you hop over to the cut page, where you can actually chop up your clips before moving on to the next stage, which would be the editing page. The edit page is the most similar looking to Premiere Pro, where you have your layers in your timeline. But what Davinci also added was the Fusion tab. Now, Fusion is kind of like After Effects. You can do visual effects and your motion graphics on the same page after you've already edited your timeline. And I really like this feature. With Adobe, you're jumping back and forth between two different softwares. So what Blackmagic Design has done is bring basically all the tools you need into one program, and it's by far the best I've ever worked with. And once you click past the Fusion tab, you hop into the Color tab, which is what Davinci Resolve is known for. Color grading with Davinci is designed to make it easier for new users while still learning these different tools that you haven't seen before. Fairlight is the next page over, which is actually your audio editing. It offers real-time effects, EQ, and dynamics processing. And the last page is the media delivery page, which is your export page. So let's actually jump into the program and take a look at the basics. And I'll even color grade some footage I just took recently with my drone. I had already imported the footage. This is actually an Instagram reel I made just to hop on the bandwagon of color grading reels. I already layered my clips here after importing them. But this is the footage I took with the drone. And once I edited the clips together, I hopped over into the color grading tab, and I'll show you the structure, the node structure I used here. These were shot in the HLG-2 color profile, which, being that this is a new program, I actually shot in HLG on purpose, not using log. I know you don't get the full dynamic range of the camera, but it still gives you more dynamic range than shooting in Rec 709, but it's a little bit easier to color grade, and especially me, just playing around with this new program, so that's why I did that. So the first thing I did was this node here, my color space transformation node. So I was able to convert the footage from HLG to Rec 709 so that the color profile is correct. And this is a LUT I downloaded for free online by Jordan. He's a wedding filmmaker. He made this tool that's very easy to convert HLG footage to Rec 709. I'll link to that video in the description below. So once I applied that LUT, you can see the difference on the bottom clip here. The reason I do that first and I put it at the end of my node tree is actually because it applies the color space transform after you do your base adjustments and adding LUTs and things like that. And the reason is you can actually take full advantage of the dynamic range of your camera. So making the primary adjustments beforehand, you don't lose any detail on the shadows and highlights and things like that. So next what I did was here, the primary adjustments, I just basically just lowered the highlights and add a little more detail in the midtones and the shadows. And then lastly, I threw on a LUT, which just made a little bit pop of color. add a little more spice to the clip. One thing I didn't know that you could do, but through my research and my time using Davinci, if you hop over here to the key tab, you can actually adjust the strength of the node. So if that goes for any kind of adjustment. Specifically, I have it at 0.6. If I went to 1, which is normal strength, it's a little crunchy, it's a little dark. So all you gotta do is go to where it says key output, you go to the gain, you lower that a little bit, and you find the sweet spot, which is right about where I was. And that's all you do. Someone who knows a lot more about Davinci probably would have had 10 more nodes here, made all kinds of other adjustments, but I am new to this. I'm learning as you're learning, but it's definitely my new go-to program. I think, I don't think I'm gonna edit footage in Premiere Pro ever again. But that's really it. That's all I've been up to. I'm gonna be trying to make more videos. I know it's been a while. So going forward, I'm gonna try to stick to a schedule, but life happens. But until next time, thank you for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.